Last week, I sat down with Chris Berman, the legendary sports broadcaster who has been with ESPN for more than 40 years. We talked about everything from the NFL's concussion protocol to his decades-long friendship with our very own Dave Stevens, and even some tricks of the trade. But without further ado, Chris Berman. You worked with Dave for a pretty long time yourself. What did working with him open your eyes to?
Well, I mean, that's a long answer. First of all, he got his job done. Let's start with whether he has two legs like the rest of us or doesn't. He got his job done at the assignment desk. He's very efficient, he's very on it, he's very into it, and he's fun to be with. That's before you even notice anything. And then he never looked at anything as an excuse of, well, I can't quite do that. His attitude and his aptitude to get stuff done and kind of have antenna up on a lot of things, a lot of balls in the air, so to speak. That's why we all love him. He was one of us, and still is. I'm glad he's one of you.
Well, and obviously I couldn't be happier to be working with him. But jumping into the NFL a bit here, disabilities such as those induced by CTE, how do you think the league has handled the effects that those types of injuries has had on the players?
Well, they've learned on the fly like the rest of us. It was a long time they weren't really ahead of the game. I'm not faulting them for it, but you asked me the question. We all know more about it than we did 5 years ago, we think. But you know, and everyone's tried, can you make a perfect helmet? Not really. You know, the human body, the brain, as powerful as it is in the other parts of yourself, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger, but that hasn't changed the same direction if you're to draw a graph. So football is played by kind of gladiators, and when you're 25, when you're 21, your age, you play football. It'll be fine. Well, no, it's not fine necessarily. So it's never going to be perfect, though. It's football's not for everybody, and I'm not sloughing it. I think the league knows it's got to hurry up and do the best they can.
Now, I have to ask you a bit about your on-air personality at ESPN. How did you come up with all the nicknames? Is there a routine, or is it just spontaneous?
You just do it. Well, look, I was on at 2:30 in the morning. You're doing baseball highlights. Here's a player that begged for, not literally, begged for a nickname, and here's Bert Blyleven, who's a Hall of Fame pitcher. Bert be home Blyleven, you know? Okay, so every kid's heard it from your be home by 11. As a parent, we've said it to our kid, be home by 11. Bert be home Blyleven, for example. The key is on air to you, to any of you folks at Quinnipiac, be yourself. It doesn't mean if you're a jokester, you can't be joking your whole time because you lose credibility. But if you're an upbeat, Bob Lee is different than me, but he was himself his whole 40-year career.
I'm wondering, there's obviously all sorts of broadcasting changes induced by coronavirus. What sort of changes do you think are here to stay, and which ones are being cast by the wayside as soon as we can?
There's going to be more leeway for more of your mainline players to come back, not because they have COVID, this is, let's say, next year, because there is a better way to do this and to penalize, okay, Derrick Henry, we're going to keep one spot for him and nobody else in the Titans can come back all year. Well, they changed the rules because of COVID, so maybe those sort of things change. Again, it's not a sexy answer, but you'll probably see that.